Yo, yo, yo. We're about to begin this stream. If you didn't know, today is Feedback Friday. Live here on Makers FM. If you've never tuned in here before, this is one of the best streaming shows. We've got to get into it.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy, Nelock.
You are now tuned in to Makers Radio, the best in the world. If you don't know, now you know.
Yo, what is up, everybody? We live here on Makers FM. On none other than a good old Friday. Today is Friday, for one. I did not stream earlier this week because it was my birthday. I just turned 29 years old. So, yeah, man. God's the graces. How long have you been doing live shows? Like live, are we talking about live shows, like performing, or this stream? Bro, I've been streaming on here for like the last 6 years, probably. It's been about 6 years. Let's just say it like that. It's been around roughly 6 years, but if you want to know, every single week whenever I'm not traveling, I'm usually on here. This week was one of those rare weeks where I did not stream because my birthday was previously on Monday. So, Tuesday, let me just say that. It was Tuesday. My birthday was Tuesday. I was here at home, kind of just resting, getting myself under a good little bit of not doing what I normally do. But yes, I am 29 years of age now. So, shout out to Crash, shout out to Torrance, my homie Torrance. You know what's so cool? Shout out to Torrance, because Torrance is one of the OGs. He actually is on, if you did not know, he's actually on my album, You Are Here Start. Plus, we used to attend church together. So, shout out to T for the one time. And I want to give you guys a little bit of a speculation because I know next week is going to be a little bit of a different doozy. So I just want to put it at the forefront of you guys that I won't be having Feedback Friday next week at all. And there's a very good reason why. And I figured I would just hop on here, do a Feedback Friday, and do a simple, how can I word it? A cool opportunity came up where I'm going to be going to LA for a couple days because I'm going to be shooting for Kia and FIFA. And so currently at this moment, I actually had a few individuals ask me like, yo, why don't you take something specifically for, I don't know, the FIFA thing coming up and make a theme or an anthem for the teams. And so specifically, y'all know I usually make things off of like prompts and like people coming up with ideas, but long story short, they saw the streams and they saw what we do here and they wanted me to make an anthem based off of the team. So I've never tried it before, and I'm super excited to kind of get into the process of it. But next week I probably just might open up what I'm doing for the joint. So I won't be here on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, I just want to let y'all know what's happening. So if you didn't know, now you know. But nonetheless, that's what's going on. And my birthday was fun. I got a chance to hang with my girl, hang with my mom, my dad, my sister. You know, my sisters got a chance. I got two sisters, and I got a chance to hang out with one of them because the other one was really busy. But I also got a chance to see family too. So I just got a chance to just relax. Okay, I usually don't relax that often, and yeah, man, if y'all are curious to tap in, I would highly advise you guys to maneuver and move within the Makers Club, which, if you did not know what the Makers Club is, let me just go ahead and give you a little slight introduction. This stream has been a part of the building block I call the Makers Club for the last 6 years, since 2020. So this moment is a small glimpse of the giant stream history I have on YouTube, and what will be happening pretty soon is those of you guys that are very, very curious about where these streams go. I am multi-streaming to Twitch, YouTube, and Twitter, and I'm actively building up the YouTube playlist full of all these streams that date back to December 2021. So if you want to be able to tap in with what's happening here, I would highly advise you guys to go to the main page for this stream called Makers FM. If you don't know what Makers FM is, you don't want to miss out on that, because it's a giant community, like over 3,000 producers worldwide. So I'll show you here. You can access it going to makersfm.com. This right here, boop, boop. Go ahead and tap in with that. Go to Makers FM. And as well, it has all the details you need to know about the Makers Club. You can usually join the Makers Club by copping a sample pack, join a Makers Plus, or simply just donating to the cause, which is this community. And you'll be able to access what is happening here. As well, if you want notifications, put your email address in, and I'll promise you I won't spam you. That's not my kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, today is a little bit cool of a day because, one, it is Feedback Friday. So that's one part. Two, I've been going back in the archives and just finding mad music. And I'm talking about, I have a lot of music that I don't really talk much about, and a lot of history with the music that a lot of y'all don't know about. So I'm quite excited to, not only just show you guys what I have in the vault. I got a lot of stuff in the vault, bro. I got stuff that's in the vault that I cannot wait to unlock. So if you want to tap in with that, I am literally on all different platforms. And yeah. Plus, I just dropped a visualizer for my album, Veil, that came out way back in 2018. I was fresh out of college when this joint came out, and I got a chance to tour with one of my heroes, aka Sango. I just made a post about this as well, and it actually was on tour. I was on tour with Sango when this project was dropped. And so, yeah, man, highly advise y'all to tap in with the project. And I just appreciate everybody who's been able to tune in thus far with this stream. Any questions before we begin? Because I'm pretty excited about what's about to happen tonight, because we have some talented individuals who have submitted their music to be listened to. And I'll give you this consensus as well. I only have about 50 slots open to listen to music, and roughly each track makes it, depending on however long it is, a little bit of a challenge. So you only got a minute and 30. Anything after a minute 30 will be faded out respectfully for Feedback Friday today. Cool. Outside of that, that's one part. Another half of this is for those of you guys that have posted on here before, the way you can be able to submit for tonight is go to Nero.fan/Kalen Ellis to submit. If you want to skip the line, you could pay a little $10 thing, get in. You know what I'm saying? That's just the way that you can get in. I would highly advise. That's how you do it. So Jalen Miles says, got a song idea I'm gonna write and record now. If I finish it, I'll send it to the stream. Brother, man, you go for it. We appreciate you, Jalen. Makers Club alumni. With that being said, so let's go ahead and kind of anchor our way back into this session the proper way for Feedback Friday. If you don't recognize the song, I'm gonna look at you a little crazy.
The very first time that I saw your brown eyes,
it starts in literally right now.
and I said I
I'm gonna just play this joint
knew right then
and fade out.
but I was caught up in physical attraction. But to my satisfaction, baby, you were more than just a flame.
Just like that. Just like that. That cool little transition right there. That felt cool. All right. So we're about to get into it right stinking now. All right. First submission we have today is from Darn It Donnie, Cold Front featuring NCXX. Potential single for his next EP. Here we go. I'm actually going to see if I can get this right. I wonder if my stream is probably getting this. Okay, here we go. Here we go.
I know that ain't who I think it is.
Yo, Jiggy Lord, baby. You dig? Hey, yo. Off the grid shit, I be off the grid, baby. Fucking on that money, on plotting on the fitness. Had to leave the cigs alone, fuck a nigga thinking. Had to leave the walk alone, was fucking with my kidneys. I had to turn the trap back on, they asking for that Whitney. The new Gen 5 for the summer, call it Sydney. Grab a twin friend, nicknamed a bit Lindsay. Baby, your Prada Jackson, no bapping, that's offended. Hit me anytime, like we can link in any city. If we feeling flighty, we can meet up where it's windy. Where stripe you down from your toes to your crown. Your Gucci or your register, gon' visit Pound Town. Them 32 flavors, munching 32 flavors, tasting 32 flavors. We can say like now later, I can taste like now later. Extravaganza in the palace, see you fumbling through fabrics. Madness, everything's a one of one love. Why you asking? You see the mo first, fin comfy, ass fin comfy, baby. It's real comfy over here, you dig? It's real cold outside though.
That was ridiculous. For that to be the first submission, that's nice. I kind of expected it to like keep going after that. Let me at least get the last like 10 seconds back one more time.
Flavors we can say like now later, I can taste like now later. Extravaganza in the palace, see you fumbling through fabrics. Madness, everything's a one of one love. Why you asking? You see the mo first, fin comfy, ass fin comfy, baby. It's real comfy over here, you dig? It's real cold outside though.
I think bonk. That's ridiculous, bro. That is very dope. Potential single for the next album. If that one song sounds like that, I can only imagine the others. If you're thinking this is a potential single, is there another one that's like that you think would be a better representation, or do you think this one is it? Because I kind of think like this one's kind of it. I think you should have that as the single. It feels, especially Cold Front, it has this wonkiness to the production that I love. So I would highly advise you to drop that mug. Like that should be the single. Unless you have another one that represents it better than that. Do you think there's another, and I guess that would be a question I would propose back to you. Do you think there is a song that you have that is a better representation for what you want to say? As an artist that could surpass this? And if not, then I would 100% lean on this one. I personally would. I'm going through that right now with a record. I have a couple records featuring some OGs, and they're killing it. But also, I have a record that personally like shapes the whole story about what I'm dealing with. So, yeah, I would highly advise you to drop that as a single. Homie says, is it possible to send feedback now? Yeah, send it right now. Send it right here to this website, Nero.fan/Kalen Ellis. Send it right there. We're going to try and get through it. So shout out to Donnie for the one time, bro. This was really, really top. This was really, really top. As well, he's on all platforms. So if you see that name, Donnie, if you see his name, look him up on all platforms. He's everywhere on every social. So don't miss out on that. Up next, we got Unorthodox, and this features Jake Launi, Leaf, and Unorthodox. So let's see what's going on Unorthodox. Hey, yo, tell your homies that we live here on the stream. Let them know. We're starting off real strong for this Feedback Friday, huh? Like, is this the kind of energy y'all are on for today? First off, I'm gonna break it down piece by piece. I love the drums, Unorthodox. Unorthodox knows that I favor his drums sometimes. I love the different percussions. The percussions have a very watery and organic energy to it. It feels very fluid, lack of better terms. I love how the chords and everything felt very mellow. There was a little bit happening with the guitar, and there was like a piano kind of like filtered out a little bit in the higher range. I kind of feel like the piano could have done more, but given how funky and groovy that thing is, there's a lot already there that can be digested with just the rhythm. So for that, I think this is a really solid track. What's good, Ciano? How you feeling, my guy? Yeah, that needs to come out tomorrow. Put it out, guys. Shout out to Unorthodox, Jake Luani, Launi, Leaf, and Unorthodox for the one time. Up next, we have Albanit Music, and he says here, use a sample from my buddy Lenny Flip, added drums and other elements to it. Haven't submitted in a while, so I thought I might send something in. Thanks for your time, and happy belated birthday. God bless. Appreciate you, my dude. Let's get it. Al Bennett music. First and foremost, that sample from your buddy Lenny Flip added drums and other elements. This is interesting because the first half of the track is like dope, but I felt like I was missing a little bit of the atmosphere. But towards the very end of the track, the atmosphere pops up like clear as day. I would have loved if this beat started off with the atmospheres first and then went into the joints, because it is very smooth. It's like, I'm trying to think. There was one artist that I could specifically hear on top of that. I think Isaiah Falls would have for sure graced that idea a couple of years ago. I think Isaiah Falls would have crushed it on that. Cleo Soul would be crazy on it, but she doesn't do a lot of programmed like R&B anymore. She's more like live band oriented. Napalm would be crazy on an idea like that, but I've never heard her go down like a heavy R&B bag. She's just always very expressive in her choices, but that's kind of like the round energy. I would say I would hear like some sort of like R&B smooth player kind of vibe, almost Sade-ish. The ending of that though, I would have loved to hear that texture atmosphere thing that was happening kind of in the beginning and throughout, because as soon as I heard it, I was like, dang, why am I feeling like the sound represents like bubbles of sorts? I don't know if that makes any sense, but the sample really does have this character, or that like crazy texture you have has a character on it that I think would be really, really cool to compliment throughout the track. So that's my only take on it. I think it's really dope. Shout out to Al Bennett, music for the one time. And yeah, man. So far, these are our submissions so far. We're only on the first 4 today, guys. So we got more. We have a whole lot more. Up next, Funk Session says, "Love That Will." First and foremost, that joint sound funky. Okay, I love that will. I'm curious, why does it sound so familiar? It reminds me of like, it's not Curtis Mayfield. It's a little more modern than a Curtis Mayfield, but it does have that same kind of like funky big bandish kind of energy. Love that. I love that the drums you're choosing are tough. That snare is so iconic. It's the D'Angelo. It's the D'Angelo snare from that's the same snare. So whenever I hear that snare, I know it's immediately associated to funk music, and I think given how good that snare
we have a raid at the moment.
It works really well with everything. So if you chop samples up, it just works. So Funk Session, I think you got something cool with this. I would have hoped in some part that like there's like another sample chop to kind of like counteract it a little bit, give it a little variation. But nonetheless, it's cool. It's real cool, real cool. So shout out to Funk Session for the one time. Axie's Beat says fire emoji. We got a raid in here, guys. Up next, we have Gang Gang, T and F, and Zoe. Prayed Up. Let's see what's going on here.
If I tell you keep some faith, you best believe it. Got my savior to the cross, he bleed for reason. Yeah, baby girl, she blinded by the wrong, but I know she see it. Had the doubts about my change, but I believe it. Repent for sin again, I feel like hate me more. Yeah, depressed by my thoughts and actions, demons lock the door. But change to come with patience, for there's many more in store. Yeah, praying for my future, I can't go back like before. Yeah, love me going down, but he came to lift it up. Yeah, resistance paint my picture, so I'm praying that he keep it up. Yeah, heart been holding love the size of sippy cup. Yeah, blood of Jesus pouring, he came to fill it up. Praised up, baby. Put your hands together and stay prayed up, baby. You got me in and out of pain, and that's for sure. Blocking all my blessings, he gon' lock me in the door. Fantastic press, but happy me and bro put up before. Been hurting for a while, but we gon' switch it up. They keeping demons close, but we gon' give them up. Yeah, Jesus said my life for him, I give it up. Yeah, devil mad as hell, but that's where demons from. Pray up, baby. Yeah, pray up, baby. Yeah, stay prayed up, baby. Yeah, stay prayed up, baby. Yeah.
First off, you got somebody on this joint. I'm actually pretty happy about that with you. This also has a really good message on it. So I love this. I love this. I love that there's like a modern, I don't know if you would call it, like there's like a modern thought, this day's kind of modern thought of like, you know, God fearing music. And I don't know. I like it. I like the energy behind that one. It just felt good. Plus, you picking a good sample for that one. I haven't heard many people use that sample that often, but I said the same thing previously for this record. So shout out to Zoe. I'm glad you got somebody on this one. So TFN and Zoe. Shout out to Gang Gang for one time. Up next, we got Levi Hayes. This sample is like the sax only sample I submitted a couple weeks ago, 9 or 10 layers. Top line is pitch automated, same philosophy, trying to push the boundaries of what a sax sample can be. P.S. DM merges the first sample you said. Thank you for tagging her, but she hasn't seen the message yet. Not going to push it. We'll see if she finds it eventually. She's been on some alternative vibes, so I'm kind of hopeful that she'll take a listen to it. If not, I will personally send her this one right now. So here we go. That's a crazy sample. I'm sorry. That I would totally make a beat with this. Gauze the Great says, "My goodness," I said the same thing, bro. I'm gonna just hit this little favor right here because that's solid. Honestly, let me see here. Yeah, I would highly advise everybody to flip that joint. Up next, we got "Dreamin'" by Axie's Beats. Axie's in the chat right now, so let's see what's going on. Axie's about to bump this one next. Axes, you might have something cool with this one. who would dress this up nice? Because this does sound like a Jay-Z joint. Arsenzo would kill this. Yeah, shout out to Arsenzo, bro. This is Arsenzo, not Arsenzo, Axie's Beast. You need to give this to Arsenzo, bro. Bro, Axie's, you got something with this one. Okay, there's nothing specifically I would tell you to add to this, but get someone who could sing and possibly spit on top of this. You would have R&B in a chokehold with this joint. I'm not gonna lie. I would highly advise. You know what? I'm gonna send this to Arsenzo right now. I'm gonna send this to him right now. Yeah, I'm sending that to him right now. That's such a crazy joint. It was so good. I didn't even offer feedback. I just told him I was gonna send it to Arsenzo. That's good. That's real good, bro. You got something with that one. The way the sample choice was, even as well. Let's see what Levi Hayes says right here. He says, hold on. Levi Hayes says the sax sample guy before you. I'll throw a little sax on if you want. You know what? Levi Hayes and Axies, y'all need to connect right now. Y'all need to connect the dots. Okay? Y'all need to connect the dots. I think it's well worth it. So, yeah, that's my humble opinion. Up next, we got Joshua S. Taylor with Charge dropping soon. Let's see what's happening right here. Let's see what's happening.
Word of faith, moving in His grace, yeah, walking in His spirit, His love over hate, yeah, dying to the flesh, not falling for the bait, yeah, I'm armed up for Jesus, been turned off a taste, yeah, on word of faith, moving in His grace, yeah, walking in His spirit, His love over hate, yeah, dying to the flesh, not falling for the bait, yeah, I'm armed up for Jesus. Been turned off the tape, yeah. Holy Ghost on 10, Jesus on me, scriptures on me, locked in. Covered in the blood of Jesus, been cleansed. Yeah, I got good news, man. Salvation free, man. Paid debt, nothing left but freedom, man. M's in a bank account, not enough to obtain the kingdom, man. Call on the Savior, Jesus Christ on the main line. Everything laid at His feet. Satan call, yeah, I hit decline. Daily bread with that new wine. Coming out the old wine skins. Stepping for the Lord all my life. Turn back for what He on time. On word and faith. Moving in His grace, yeah. Walking in His spirit. His love over hate, yeah. Dying to the flesh. Not falling for the bait, yeah. I'm armed up for Jesus. Been turned off a taste, yeah. On word and faith. Moving in His grace, yeah.
Shout out to Just
Walking in His
Josh.
spirit. His love over hate, yeah.
First and foremost,
Dying to the flesh. Not falling for the bait, yeah.
I like this direction. I love the fact that y'all rapping about Jesus now. I love that everybody rapping about Jesus. He said this is dropping soon. Honestly, there's only one thing I would probably suggest. You have one voice recording that goes throughout this whole thing. If I may, I would only suggest layering your voice a few more times. This would definitely do a lot of numbers. I would highly urge a few more vocal layers. That's all I ask. Like one that's like, okay, boom, you got your main one. But then also two, I would put like a dub underneath and then something on the left and the right. That way it could kind of give your track a little more depth when it comes to like the performance. Because energy wise, I feel like I should be hearing another stack of vocals on it. Outside of that, it has like a very Chicago drill kind of approach. But I do like the energy on this though. Like the tension and the energy and what you're trying to say and what you are saying does cut through pretty well. So shout out to the one and only Joshua Taylor, man. Absolutely good works. That's the only thing I would suggest. Just throwing like a couple layers of your voice, like walking in the spirit, and another one, walking in the spirit, like a whisper, and then like another one, walking in the spirit, like, you know what I'm saying? Like definitely Mick Jenkins of references. I would definitely say Mick Jenkins would be perfect, but just layer your voice. You're gravy. You're super gravy. So. And up next, Chi City Vibe with another one. He says, is this even Chi City Vibe? LOL. I made this a couple of years ago and figured I'd share. Okay, let's see what's going on. Speed it up a little bit. Speed it up a little bit because it is a bit. It's like on the footwork scale. So shout out to Joshua S. Taylor. I could for sure hear footwork Chi City on this. You know, one person who I think would absolutely crush this. Brittany Carter. Okay, Brittany Carter. I would say speed it up a tad bit more because when I think about a few of them, like just. Yeah, I think Brittany Carter, because recently she's been working on some new music, and she's on this kind of style right now because she's from Chicago. She's from Chicago. You know, she just did a video recently with one of the teams out there. So I would definitely say this is on the kind of vibe. Are you from Chicago? Is my question. Let's start there. Let's start there. Are you from the Chi? I love that my camera just zoomed in on my hand. He said no, Ohio. Okay. I mean, I would recommend just a tad bit. Wherever BPM you have it on right now, it's like, what would you say the BPM is on that right now? Well, what's the BPM on it right now? Because I'm curious. I actually do like it, though. I really, really like it, though. 167. Do 170. Do 170 and just tell me what you think. We got another one. He said, made this one from one of your kits. Sadly, can't remember which one though. I could probably do it. I could probably figure out what sounds these are from. So here we go. Rummaging through ideas, rough draft. Here we go. sounds very familiar to me. I think also it might come from a drum loop too. Yeah, you picking the right sounds for this. It kind of reminds me of it has like the same kind of Journey feel as the days go by. That's me on my Unk vibe with that. As the days go by, may no want me out. Same as it ever was. Same as it ever was. It's giving me the same kind of energy of that, but it's driving. You know what I'm saying? And I like that driving energy behind it. I would honestly suggest having a few moments where it kind of like, where the chords and everything come out and the drums just kind of stay, because the vocals are that solid. I'd recommend messing around with Rose. Silver Rose says, same as it ever was. So I hope that makes sense for you. And as well, Joshua S. Taylor, you submitted 3 times, bro. Shout out to the one and only. You got really, really solid like ideas and production. I think what would be really, really cool is not only just like a project of sorts, but I would love to see what your production would sound like with a singer, and like just singing wise, with like having like a feature, having like the production, boop, boop, boop. I think your sound perfectly complements it. So up next, we have Silver Rose, and he says, after 2 years of using an iPad to make beats, I finally bought a MacBook. This beat samples 6 different songs. Heavy DJ Shadow influence. Here we go. So he said after 2 years of using an iPad to make beats, he finally got a MacBook. This beat samples 6 different songs. Heavy DJ Shadow influence. I hear it. I love the chops. I love the sample selection is nice. You got some really nice pieces here. I love that. I love that. One, it's such a gritty kind of break. The kick, I love when a kick drum sounds like a door. That's how you know you're picking from the right sounds. Man, DJ Shadow for sure. I think another cool thing about this as well, you have a lot more options to choose when it comes to like a MacBook, because an iPad can only get you so far regarding like making the idea, right? But if you get a laptop, buddy, you could play a whole show low-key. I would low-key love to hear what a whole show of Silver Rose beats like this sounds like. So yeah, you're on the money with this one, dude. So shout out to the one and only Silver Rose for the one time. Up next, we have the one and only Vexa amongst us. And Vexus says, and quote, appreciate the feedback on so much on the other tracks I've sent. Here's one I've made from scratch today. Hope you enjoy. Let's see what's going on. You know, every so often, I get on this stream and I hear something that's just insanely so next level. It makes you rethink everything you're doing actively at the moment. But Vexy, what the heck is wrong with you? Oh my God. I need to understand how your mind works to create these things. Because you've done this on a weekly basis. And I wonder, when is this coming out? Because I know a ton of people who are going to be so influenced by that. That is ridiculous. It's like it's so organized to the point that it's almost insanely like it makes me want to laugh at how good it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can hear clear as day. You can hear clear as day how like it, like, you ever heard something so good it's laughable? You know, you just Vexy, I wonder if you work on things and laugh and be like, that was really good. Cause that's what it's like. Everything from like the vocoder, the bounce of the drums. I don't know, man. That's different. That's real different. That's real different. Shout out to Vex for the one time. Absolutely staggeringly insane. That was incredible. That needs to come out ASAP, like as soon as possible. So shout out to Vex for the one time. Up next, Levi Hayes sent another sample. And if you guys want to use this sample, be my guest. This is called Motive 132 sample. Here's another one, my most recent. Let's go. You gotta add this sample to the Discord, Levi. You gotta add this sample to the Discord. We have a sample library. Yeah. Levi, you gotta drop that sample in the Discord. We all would eat that one up. Absolutely. Absolutely. Up next, we have iLloyd Music Seamstress, and says here in quote, "Hey, I'm back from South Africa. Would love feedback on this one. Love as always." Let's see what's going on here. This is dirty. This is so Mick Jenkins coded, bro. Like, this is so Mick Jenkins coded, bro. He would eat this one up. Mick or No Name or Saba. Oh my God. First off, let me go ahead and point out everything you're doing right in this. You set such a tone that I thought this was a sample. But this is really, really good. Those little ticks. I know what's funny is I remember making music years ago when I first found out about this technique of speeding up drum loops and only using the high frequency or high percussion pieces of it. Sometimes you have to have like a really random thing in the middle of stuff like this. It adds to the texture of what you're trying to make, right? Some people are really, really brash about it, but some people are like, oh no, let me just use it as a little texture part. The fact that it's already funky and already groovy, and you add that kind of element to it, is why I say Mick Jenkins coded, or Saba, or I could hear JID on this for sure. Masego for sure. This is the kind of stuff that he's so gravitating towards even now in this moment when he's working on his next project. It's the gnarliest thing, but yeah, bro. Yeah, this, if you want feedback from me on this, I would recommend you get like a really smooth vocalist singer on top of this. Might I suggest in our very Discord, I would suggest Czar as well, man. Czar would be perfect for this, because what's funny is with Czar, a lot of people don't know how connected Czar is. Y'all need to tap in with how like she's in the Makers Club, bro. I would highly for sure suggest Czar to get on top of this. But that's just kind of like my reference. If you really want some feedback from me on this, I really would suggest that you get a vocalist on this and drop it as a single, because it's that good. It is literally that good. So that's my suggestion, and I hope that serves you well, because this is it's good music. Everybody submitted really good music today. Okay, everyone has submitted really, really good music today. So Up next, we got Hector G, and he says, I'm interested to know how you feel about the drums. I want to change the hi-hats, though. I also like the minimalism. I produced and mixed this. Okay, let's see what's going on here. Back to you. Here we go.
Almost 11, I had to let it go. Manic or made it, I wanna take it home. Say if I'm sorry, I need to let it go. Need to let it go. Thinking of the way that you can read my mind, and I'll take care of the day. When you're not around, I don't like to sit and wait. This ain't another day, no other way, no other way. Would you hold me tight and tell me don't go? Don't you want me all the world I know? I think you're showing me your fashion, but I keep running back to you. You text me, you're upset, I know. I be acting like I ain't been here before. I'm right back where you want me to, 'cause I keep running back to you.
Shout out to Hector G for the one time. So he said, I'm interested to know how you feel about the drums. I want to change the hi-hats, though. I also like the minimalism. I produced and mixed this. So I think for the track, it feels fun and spunky. I do feel like with a melody or like a chord progression and sound design of that caliber, with the voice, I hear where you're going with the bass and the drums. But also, too, if I just listen to the drums that you have, I do feel like the drums can have a better sound selection. And I'll tell you exactly why. With this particular joint, I feel like this idea would better be represented with a hyper pop drum palette. Let me give you a good example. A good example of someone who does hyper pop in the pop space. Who was the one that did Let's Ride? Like, I feel like it should be hyper pop-ish. You know what I'm saying? Like, the drums should have, like, the drums feel like trappy and fun, but that's almost like, it's almost like you went, like, the sounds feel 2017, but the progression of what it sounds like feels like it needs to be in, like, the future. So I would highly recommend going down that rabbit hole of hyper pop drum sounds. Maybe taking drum machines and taking like a 909. Man, the 909 drum machine doesn't even, like, the 909 drum machine probably would be cool to like blend with that. Like, I would love to hear a really, like, I don't know, electronic. It feels electronic. You could do the same patterns, do the exact same patterns that you have, but just swap the sounds out. And I promise you it's going to feel a lot more different. Because here's also a thing I'll give you as well. A lot of people don't think about this as well. Drums have a very unique way of anchoring what the genre of a track is. And we sometimes, right now, I think this is probably the most genre fluid that music has ever been. But I think with it being as genre fluid, two like, and I don't want to say this in a way of like making it sound like this is bad, but when the sounds are too in a generic state that they don't have like a style of sorts, then it will lean into, oh, it's this like hyper pop trap joint. Someone's going to be like, oh, that's trap music. You know what I'm saying? But if you just throw the same pattern with like 909 kick drum, get like a cool, keep the snare if you want, but like just swap out the kick to make it sound like something you didn't expect, then boom, there you go. Another producer who does this is Hudson Mohawk. He does that very, very well. Hudson Mohawk does that. Charlie XCX is who I was thinking of. Think about that sound palette and approach it to that, because I think it's worth trying. So shout out to Hector for the one time, bro. I hope that makes sense. Up next, we have Wappenheimer by DTZ. He said, maybe you are a bit tired of me, but I'm trying to take every opportunity to learn, whether it's humbling or not. Just shout out to you and your community. I'm just feeling like it's some off with whether mixing, a bit muddy sound selection. I don't know. I'm new. Anyway, bless you. Happy birthday, and God is good. All right, bro. Let's see what's going on. About to bump this one. Let's get it.
People like bringing up the past. I'm talking recently. I know what I did for you, but what you did for me. Shout out to my wife. She had a daughter and a son for me. Shout out to my brother down bad. He made that bump for me. Told me never ever leave the house without my gun with me. I remember being broken. Kids tried to make fun of me. Now I pull up yellow black coupe. It look like a bumblebee. I thank God for that little bit of time because it humbled me. Pull up haters mumbling, they had a bag and fumbled it. I ran my money up and put it up and kept on running it. Last of a dying breed. It ain't no iron team, but it is a iron win. So pass the ball to me. I don't do much reminiscing. I'm focused on the mission. Good and some bad memories, but we weren't really friendly. Niggas out here faking interest. You can't rely on them. I'm Gucci, man. I'm playing hurt, but I got my eye on them. These rappers nowadays gotta search them. Might have a wire on them. When nigga tried to sell a spot, I dropped the bag on him. When nigga died, try hit a lick. Died with his mask on him. His gang wouldn't even there to help. Died with his flag on him. Bro, people like bringing up the past. I'm talking recently. I know what I did for you, but what you did for me. Shout out to my wife. She had a daughter and a son for me. Shout out to my brother down bad. He made that bump for me. Told me never ever leave the house without my gun with me. I remember being broken. Kids tried to make fun of me. Now I pull up yellow black coupe. It look like a bumblebee. I thank God for that.
So first and foremost, DTZ, I want to tell you one, I am not tired of you, bro. I appreciate everybody who comes in and submits here on the stream. It's always a absolute pleasure, and I mean an absolute pleasure when I have individuals who take time out of their day to share the music on this stream and get honest feedback. So for one, DTZ, I appreciate you for one submitting. And secondly, bro, I want to tell you this. You actually do have a really, really solid foundation here. I think what you do need to know is this. One, your patterns and your sonics, I hear where you're going. However, when it comes down to feeling like something is off, whether the mixing, a bit muddy, sound selection, you mentioned you were new. Let me give you a little bit of encouragement. What you're aiming for is not that far off. What needs to be cleaned up is a little bit of an understanding. So for one, I hear this acapella you got these crazy kind of like drums that almost have this Monty Booker kind of feel to it. It does sound like a Smino production of sorts, but if you're going to reference something of a Smino, and I'm kind of just hearing what you have based on what you got. If you reference a artist of sorts, like the production, for instance, I would recommend not only just referencing them, but pulling from their sources. A lot of producers and a lot of people that you hear within their artistry, whether you like an artist and their particular sound, there's a certain kind of sound bank that an artist is pulling from to be able to get those sounds. And I think something specific when it comes to this, is your kick drum, whatever the kick drum is, it has a nice thud to it, but it is very in the middle of all these different frequencies. So what I would recommend is pulling from a different source. I would recommend pulling from a different source when it comes to this particular joint, because it sounds like the kick drum is kind of like fighting between some of the other low end that's on here. And he said I used the Monty pack. So you already know what's going on. Now, here's where I would also implore as well. What are some records that you do know have a good kick drum? And if you know any records that have a good kick drum, I would pull from that source and put it in and swap it with this beat. That's what I would recommend. Because even me, whenever I come across sounds or things that work or things that don't work, not all drums and all sounds in a sound pack will work, especially when it comes to Monty. Monty is one of those dudes where he just throws different sounds and has like all these different plugins on certain things to make it sound a certain way. More so because he's shaping it as he goes. And that's like a combination of sound design and trying things out by trial and error. But if you want to simplify your sound selection so you could get the sound you're looking for, I would pull from a song that actually has a good example of a unmuddy kick drum. That way, when you do use it again, you'll get the same result. I will tell you 110%. I've been using the same kick drums for the last like 2 years. All of my beats have the same 2 to 3 kick drums. Outside of that, I'll sometimes pull from my packs that have a bunch of other sounds, but I use the same sources because I want the same kind of result out of my sound. So it's that. And just over time, I think it's just one of those things of, as you go on and make the ideas that you want to make, you will have to go through the period of trial and error and seeing what works and what doesn't work. And I think pulling from a pack like Monty's pack is a collection of other people's packs put together. So he said, I just hate using the 808s. And matter of fact, I would actually suggest you don't use an 808. Use a sine wave. Use a sine wave from like a, like I'll tell you this. Let me give you a little game, bro. Watch this. You want me to give you the most easiest thing I'm gonna tell you, and this is how I would suggest everybody to make their 808s if you want to make one. All right. So check this out. I'm gonna just give you a little bit. Let me give you a little bit of class. Check this out. So I went through this period where I was using the same 808s on everything until I realized like I hate the way 808 sound. Right. So on Ableton, you can pretty much do this on any software. Ableton has this function and on it where it gives you a basic sine wave. So let's just say, for instance, I'm gonna pull up a regular sine wave, right? So see this? And I'm gonna zoom in on this so you can see it as well. Not that much, but check this out. Look at this. So this is a regular sine wave, right? Do you know much about like sound design or synthesizers? If you don't know, I'm gonna give you a basic lesson. All synthesis and all sound design, if you're playing like a MIDI note of sorts, like this right here is a synthesizer. Synthesizers use envelopes, and envelopes have attack, decay, release, and sustain. So check this out. I'm holding this note. The reason it's still going is because the sustain is based off of a volume amount. So the amount of volume on this sustain is 0, meaning if I hold it, it'll stay and sustain itself at 0. But watch what happens when I drop this. Now, I'm gonna give you another thing as well. This can drop another octave. Now, here's another crazy part too. When I go about making my 808s, I simply just use just a sine wave with the sustain cut off. That alone, with a lot of saturation, like, and if you don't know about saturation, think about saturation as color, right? Look at this. Look at this. A simple little tweak of adding saturator. If you didn't know, a lot of the homies start off making their 808s from a sine wave. Now here's a fun part about it. It does have like a release function on it. I'm gonna turn off the release. Kind of want to smooth that out. If you want to open up the attack and you don't want it to be so bitey in the beginning, just literally go to attack and make it not 0. And there you have it. That alone, bro, I promise you, go to any car and just play what I'm doing here in a car, and you're going to hear the womb. It's going to be right there. I'm going to play on my speakers. That alone will give you enough control over having your own thing. And plus, if you want to make your own little sound pack from it, just on Ableton, make a track. Or I'm just going to do this. Let's just do this. Let's just do this. I'm going to make it so simple for you. If you're on Ableton, I would recommend doing like this. I'm going to just simply record one note. And flatten it and freeze. What freezing a track does is whatever parameter inside of it is, it'll freeze it, and underneath the freezing is now a solid file type, audio file type. So look at it. We just froze it, and I'm gonna flatten it. We're gonna flatten this thing. Look, right here. Yep. I want to flatten this thing. Bounce track in place. And boom. Look at this. Look at this. That's lit. Bro, when y'all download them sound packs, how do those 808s look? There we go. So when I see these different types of sound packs that have all these 808s in it, someone literally sat there and was like, I'm gonna put this amount of this on here or this amount of this on it. I do this all the time. Matter of fact, I made a whole instrument in Ableton called the Essential Bass that is this sound, right? This sound right here. I literally have just a preset intended to have a sound. And it's just two frequencies. It's a sine wave with like an octave up and an octave down. But simple knowledge like that can go a long way. I hope that makes sense. You can do a lot with a little bit of knowledge, bro. Just takes the right amount of like, oh, this is what I'm gonna try. So hope that helps you, DTZ. Mel said, can we do this all night? Teaching myself Ableton. Made a few samples now, getting the sound right. I might, you know what? If I have enough time, it's only 4:35. I might grits through all the rest of these submissions. And if you want to know anything more, I'll give you a little bit of a tutorial. I will. I don't mind that one bit. Up next, Hector G again says, any feedback is appreciated. I feel like it's missing something produced and mixed by me as well. So let's see what's happening.
What you wanna know? Ooh, what you wanna know? What you wanna know? Ooh, what you wanna know? Ooh, what you wanna know? Could it be me? Everything I say it goes. Whatever's true to me, when I lie to the Holy Ghost. No religion, that's when the truth unfolds. Shit, I don't know what's going on, but I know that my rights are wrong. Hey, this tequila way too strong. Whoa. What you do to me? Oh, what you do to me?
Yo, shout out to the one and only Hector G for the one time. So, my feedback on this is one, I like the direction that you got going on here. It has this very like fairy energy to it, if that makes sense. Wanna Know feels fun. He said it's missing something. One, I'll tell you what I hear, but I'll tell you what I feel like I need to hear. What I'm hearing is this crazy fairy dust arpeggiated synth. I'm hearing a couple of like short stabs of bass notes. And the kick drum kind of feels a little sporadic. It doesn't feel like it lands on something specific. It doesn't really like anchor down to a pattern. But I do feel like it can though. So that's one part. Two, with the finger snaps and the hi-hat, I don't know why part of me expected to hear like a really nice like 808 snare drum. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I expected to hear a nice snare drum to complement those, like something that kind of locks into a groove, because it's pretty fun. I would actually recommend using Timbo as a good reference for this. You know, I would reference Timbo, because Timbo is kind of like in the same ballpark when it comes to like R&B, halftime, kind of sporadic kind of drum kick patterns. Plus, I think it's just missing, like, I do feel like it's missing some sort of like structure to the drum pattern, because it's kind of doing it with the hi-hat and the snaps, but the kick feels a little bit disjointed. So trying to like get a vibe off of it feels a little everywhere. So if you could anchor down that drum pattern, referencing Timbo, you got to reference like Jigga What, Jigga Who. You got to reference things like I'm tired of arguing, girl. I'm tired. Matter of fact, I would, you know what? I'm going to give you the greatest piece. What was Brent Faiyaz's last album before the Icon album? Album before Icon. What was the joint before Icon? I think it was Larger Than Life. Yeah, Larger Than Life. That I would pull from that. That should give you some sort of ideas for the pattern, because if you're not referencing those older patterns, it's gonna sound a little disjointed. Something that sounds like you've heard it before. So that's my thought. That's how it should feel. But shout out to Hector G. Up next, we got Joe Farwick. Okay, Joe. Yes, sir. Joe, let's get it. Joe says, I'm a self-produced artist. So let's see what's happening. Look at me now. That last one was Best Time, yeah.
Let's bring it back what it was. Let's bring it back what it was. Let's try to cut all the corners. I don't know why I feel bothered by you. You cheated me with your love. Let's bring it, can you see?
Shout out to the one and only Joe Farwick for the one time. For one, I'll tell you, there's a few things that I will look towards. For one, it has a very hyper pop energy to it. So thinking about the genre itself, there's this driving kick drum, there's a bass, there's a vocal of sorts that are also, stylistically, there's this auto tune on it that has a robotic energy to it. I will say that there is a point within within the first 30 seconds when everything kind of comes in. It's like the synthesizers, for one, they're a tad bit sharp, right? So your synthesizers that you have in the track have a little bit of a different key than your actual voice. So there was a point when the joint drops and there's no drums or anything, but it's just your voice, and then the bass or the synthesizer underneath that is a tad bit sharp. And I think with that, this track can come off a little bit disjointed in its structure because the synthesizer and the vocal is in two different keys, one being sharper than the other. I would go back to what the synthesizer is that you have on this track and see, one, what level is it on? Because I feel like your voice does take over a few of the areas, but you still can use the style. It's just the anchor of what this is, what I feel could improve the sounds is I would recommend building around that kick, the drums, and that bass. Okay? Kick, drum, and the bass, right? The kick, drum, and the bass. And within those joints, I would anchor everything else around your voice being the very next part in mixing. Just simply because I felt like I could not hear the other parts. But for it to be vintage and retro, I like the style. I think for what the style is, there has to be a few things that are just kind of like, this is the anchor of what we're building around the structure. And he said towards the ending of it as well, take a listen to it. So I would actually recommend you to check out this particular artist. Let me give you a good example. For one, obviously I would mention Justice as one, but I do think there's a name that people don't mention often anymore. And it's on Jay-Z's Blueprint 3. Jay-Z's Blueprint 3. That joint, the beginning of it has a sample. The first song 1. What we talking about? That features Luke Steele. Luke Steele is someone you should check out because and this is just kind of a little bit of history, towards the late part of the 2000s into the early 2010s, there was a big obsession with retro video game sounds ending up in not only just pop, but like also electronic music too. So you could not escape retro sounds in pop and dance music towards the late 2000s and the early 2010s. That is what birthed what we know as like the spanking 2010s of all pop music. So if you get curious enough, Luke Steele and Justice being a good sort of inspiration, but there has to be a few things that kind of anchor the whole thing down first, which is the drums, the bass, synthesizer, and then throw your voice right there after having those things be like the main part. Because outside of that can that can make everything about what you're trying to do a little more hunkered down. So I would look at that and the key for the synth, and you're good. That's what I would suggest. So shout out to Joe Farwick for the one time. Up next, Hector G for the third time. By the way, you only get 3 submissions for each thing, so I just want to let you guys know that as we continue to go on. Pop featuring Gray, produced / mixed by me. I added my homie's IG on the submission details since he's the one rapping. Okay, let's see what's going on.
Take it back, I'll be making plays like a quarterback. Take it back, I'll be making plays like a quarterback. Take it back, I'll be making plays like a quarterback. Take it back, I'll be making plays like a quarterback. I just beat the charge, I just beat the case. Got this bad Texas thing, she just be the face. Remember eating Big Macs on the interstate. Nowadays it's cheap steaks on the dinner plate. I just beat the charge, I just beat the case. Got this bad Texas thing, she just be the face. Remember eating Big Macs on the interstate. Nowadays it's cheap steaks on the dinner plate. I got 17 shots in this dirty stick. Got this bad thing from Texas, said she loves it. She call me Mr. Grandmaster, I'll kick a rib. I like my ice crunch, like my soda mix. Peter watch inside of mine, Peter watch like EP. Feel like Snake, I'm super solid. He do gas like EDG. They be thinking that a nigga kidding makes my pockets popping out in 3D. Till I put the track on the IMAX, the hi-hats on the big screen. I just beat the charge, I just beat the case. Got this bad Texas thing, she just be the face. Remember eating Big Macs on the interstate. Nowadays it's cheese steaks on the dinner plate.
Shout out to the one and only Hector G. For this one, he said, this is added by my homie's IG and submission details. I like what you did with the drums choice-wise on this as well. The bass line and the synthesizer on the back has this kind of like, it kind of feels almost White Stripe-ish, if you will. I love like the White Stripe kind of energy on this. I will say with his voice, when he starts to rap outside of the hook, I feel like there should be something different for that verse, because his verse kind of sounds a little bit jumbled up in clarity. I would actually recommend doing something crazy of like stripping away his backgrounds and throwing his voice through like an amp or something. Like one single voice. And then like if he says certain words, like bring back the group. I just recently watched a video about how stadium music doesn't sound the way it used to anymore. Is because rock no longer, or music for that matter, is no longer on the basis of folk as the origin. Not knowing that folk is like the basis of American music, right? So you can't have a style of this caliber if you don't go back to what folk music is, which does go from folk to the blues and then from blues to rock, which rock birthed the style of punk rock, and then all of these other genres and subgenres that eventually lead to like alternatives. So I think there needs to be like a main voice in front, and I can give you a good example. Saul Williams did this as well, but I would recommend doing at least just for a verse, because outside of that, it's like everything feels very like, when it then it gonna charge, and then it done. But if you threw like an amp on that mug, bro, it would feel very, very different. It'll go from like a group to like let's just put my voice on like a, oh, look at that. Yeah, look at that. I'm just gonna, yeah, I mean, like something like this. Something like this would do a lot. In a bit of charge. Like, you see how different that sounds compared to like having all of these other sonics that could just be like, oh, it's a group vocal. You use the imagination. That's what I would say. Use your imagination for if you were in a punk rock room and you saw people moshing, how would you expect that microphone to sound? It's not going to sound that pretty, but that's going to add to the character of it. That's just my thought. Nev Gant 3 said, inspired by Check My Machine. Shout out to my brother Kalen. You're amazing, bro. Thanks for doing us. Thanks for doing for us. Brazil Nation, love Kalen. Appreciate you. Shout out to Nave Gant 3 for the one time. I like this one. It kind of gives me a little bit of funkiness to it. I'll tell you a video game it kind of reminds me of. There was a video game years ago. Oh boy, this is gonna sound really American what I'm about to say, but y'all ever played Thrillville? Y'all remember the video game Thrillville? Great game. But if you've never played it before, Thrillville was a roller coaster theme park based game where you can, as a kid in a dream, you are behind your own theme park. And the thing about the theme park was there were games. There was also like, you know, you could build roller coasters, you could build rides, but something about that time period, about like using your imagination to create these environments, had a very funkiness to it. And this reminds me of it. It almost reminds me of Moby sometimes. And if y'all ain't never listened to Moby, Moby's a crazy producer as well. He's one of the OGs from like the early days of not like the late 90s, early 2000s. Him with Fatboy Slim, Basement Jaxx as well. They were using a lot of like funky like breaks and then chopping up the joints to have this kind of like appeal to it. So this one is real groovy, bro. Shout out to Brazil for the one time. Prayerfully, I can make it out there before the end of the year. So we have 9 submissions remaining, guys. Up next, Brad Reputation says here, in quote, made this one about a year ago, featuring the homies Zach DeLuco, Zach DeLuco, and Fed Soul. Thought I'd toss it here and see how we feeling about it. God bless, brother.
See a new world, and I wanna do it by you. I'm not thinking I hurt you, darling. And I wonder what it's worth too. Cause I know what you need, and I promise to be all the things I can be. And I promise not to promise what I can keep. Roller coasting through these waves of emotion. Seasick, it's hard not to be it, I know it. Crazy, I really know nothing at all. Embrace you with patience, be there when you fall. Not your meanest girl, I know you ain't mean it, but you ain't have to say that shit, not at all. It's cool. All on my mind is you. Cause I just want you right now, right here. Baby girl, don't live in fear, be right now, right here. Watch waterfall disappear like right now, right here.
I'm really enjoying this. That's tough. First and foremost, my microphone cut off. I have no idea why, but that is tough. It features the homie Zach DeLuco and Fed Soul. I love the way that track sounds. One, I do think there's a few moments. Obviously, I don't do a lot of like Afro beat, but also too at the same time, it has a very piano kind of like energy on it. And I feel like how consistent the nature of that, because I felt like the reason why I wanted to listen to it all the way through is because I'm like, there's got to be that log drum in here somewhere. Because I wasn't hearing it at first, and then it came in secondly. And so I think more so, I think my thoughts on it are on a mixing in than anything. There is definitely good energy on this track. I think for the high end, there's more high than like lower end, like kind of presence, if you will. I would kind of boost whatever that lower kind of thump is before that log drum comes in. I would raise that a little bit. But there's an insane amount of high end on this track. And I think relatively for speakers and for environments of like loud spaces, I think this works out perfect. For headphone listeners, I think it might be a little bit of like having to dial that back on like certain frequencies for certain spaces as well. This is something I think about all the time, and I want everybody to take this as a note. Think about whatever you make, right? Every single place that you make a record, right? There's going to be a place that this record is going to sound the best in. And if it sounds best in speakers, or if it doesn't sound best in like headphones, there's always a small little thing you can do regarding mixing it. Mixing it from that point, which is the headphones, specifically the high end, would do me a little bit more service as a listener and enjoyer of the music. I would only recommend that, turning down the high end just a smidge and having it just around your voice versus any of the percussion, because the percussion is cool. It's just really high. Like the higher end frequency can get a little sharp, but for what it's worth, it's super, super solid, bro. That needs to come out ASAP. And I love the hook on it too. So up next, we got LMC, and LMC says, Mama, you like it? Subscribe for more music is all they said. We got a music video. Here we go.
Ngelinye ilanga kuzokhanya mama, ngelinye ilanga uzosiqhenya ngami, ngelinye ilanga kuzokhanya mama, ngelinye ilanga uzosiqhenya ngami, amaphupho azofezeka mama, lobu mzima buzodlula mama, amaphupho azofezeka mama, lobu mzima buzodlula mama, impila ikulula, lobu mzima buzodlula, solungakale mama, konke kuzodlula ngedala, wayeseshilo mama wami, hlupheka izodlula, hlale ethembeni ungalahle, lelithawula mntanami, ngelinye ilanga kuzokhanya mama, ngelinye ilanga uzosiqhenya ngami, ngelinye ilanga kuzokhanya mama, ngelinye ilanga uzosiqhenya ngami, amaphupho azofezeka mama, lobu mzima buzodlula mama, amaphupho azofezeka mama, lobu mzima buzodlula mama.
I'm gonna let this rock.
Mama ngiyazi ontanga bami sebephumelele, kepha nami ngiyazi ukuthi esami isikhathi siyeza, ngeke ngilahle ithemba, ngeke ngilahle ithemba, lana ngizobambelela, lana ngizobambelela.
Where is this at?
Duku themba bulale, ngazofunga ukuthi sihlale emgaqweni.
Where is this located at?
Ngidolosu ndumezulu fezi iphupho ngiphathi bukubuku, sinamuva leyabuka hawe ma ufana nawe seschool, bekezela kusale impumelelo, nawe sibalo sangampumelelo, ngelinye ilanga kuzokhanya mama, ngelinye ilanga uzosiqhenya ngami, ngelinye ilanga kuzokhanya mama, ngelinye ilanga uzosiqhenya ngami, amaphupho azofezeka mama, lobu mzima buzodlula mama, amaphupho azofezeka mama, lobu mzima buzodlula mama.
Hold up. I gotta look at this flag. Hold on. I know I was gonna catch it at some point. Hold on, let me take the picture real quick. The flag is right here. This is why it feels familiar. Hold on. Shout out to the one and only LMC. If I like it, subscribe. So first and foremost, keep it moving, champ. I love this. This was 2 years ago. So the producer is Pure Afro. Pure Afro. Hold on. Now I'm curious if this was 2 years ago. Oh, he's got projects. Yeah. Okay, now I'm starting to understand something here. Welcome to LMC the Rapper, where the beats are fresh and the vibes are real. I'm Lindu Kule. Nindo Kool-Aid, a hip-hop artist dedicated to crafting infectious rhythms and lyrics that resonate with a passion of storytelling. You know what? I love this. I would love to know the influence behind the R&B you have, because I can kind of tell there's a few things here. There's a catchiness in that like hook. But then you started barring up towards the second half of it, and I don't know, man. I you know what? I think this is why I was trying to find the flag, because I'm like, I feel like I might know where you're located. So let me just see where homie is from, because this is South Africa on deck. Oh my God. This is dope. You know, shout out to LMC. I appreciate you sharing. I can definitely say, because one, I don't know the language that well, but I can say from the sonics of what you are doing, you understand like what you're doing. And that's always like the hardest part to teach, is what do you know or what do you understand? But here, given you wrote a whole arrangement of a song from like this nice hook, singing, part of me was suggested that you bar up early, like you rap early and then you sing on that second half, because when you give people a little bit of energy in the beginning, and I could tell when you started spitting and you filmed yourself spitting, you were enjoying it a lot more. It's like the energy was a little more infectious. So I would always just imply, start with the energy first and then mellow its way out if you choose to. So that's just kind of my reference. But I love this one. Shout out to LMC with this one. And then his producer, Fue Afro, submitted one as well. So let's see what this one is. Let's see what's going on. South Africa on deck. Yeah. Okay.
Mama wami wayimina unganginika ngithuba lokuphila, wavele wangikhipha ngisaseswini wangibulala, ngangingena cala manje la ngikhona kuyabanda mama. Mama wami wayimina unganginika ngithuba lokuphila, wavele wangikhipha ngisaseswini wangibulala, ngangingena cala manje la ngikhona kuyabanda mama. Ngangingena cala mama, ngangingena cala mama, ngangingena cala mama, ngangingena cala mama. Langkhona kuyabanda mama, manje langkhona kuyabanda mama, langkhona kuyabanda mama, manje langkhona kuyabanda mama. Ukube wawulalela unembeza wakho, ukutshela ukuthi ungayikhiphi leyo ngane. Bheka manje izinto azikuhambele kahle, ngenxa yalesiso wasikhipha ntombazane. Bheka manje usushadile, umkhwenyana ufuna ingane lutho asaqhamuke. Ngenxa yalesiso owasikhipha, isona esivimba izinto zakho yengakho kunjena. Wayibulalelana ingane engenacala, lapho ihlezi khona manje kuyabanda. Wayibulalelana ingane engenacala, bheka manje uyazisona. Ngangingenacala mama, ngangingenacala mama, ngangingenacala mama, ngangingenacala mama. Langkhona kuyabanda mama.
Yeah, shout out to South Africa, bro. So, I'll tell you this. Well, what you and LMC got cooking up right now, it reminds me of like the, and I'm talking about like early days of like, for one, TDE. Remember like the early days of TDE when they were just like pulling up, caption on camera, and then boom, you're getting a beat You get in the hook, you get in the verse, you get in the hook, you get in the verse, and you get the outro. Ken Don, what's good, my dude? I'm getting the same kind of energy of like homegrown kind of energy right now. Obviously, South Africa in the house. I appreciate y'all not only just coming through and submitting, but I see what you're trying to accomplish. And the only thing I can impart knowledge-wise into you guys is there's always a reference of history in every great decision. The only D. What's going on, man? There's a great piece of history in every great decision. Every great choice has history behind it. Not just, I experienced this is my experience, boop, boop, boop. But like, there's a lot of great art and a lot of great artists that have come out into the world and made art for the last several years. And I personally do think that with dropping music and putting music out, that there's history to always reference to make something the way that you see it. Because if you think you're the first person of your idea, there's someone who has thought about what you do and only simply applied a structure to pulling it off. For instance, you have a music video approach to presenting your music. I would prefer and recommend referencing movies. Because when you watch a music video, you want to watch a music video. But when someone talks about, oh, I'm about to go see this movie, movies feel a lot different than music videos. So when I think about music videos and I think about movies, movies have such a bigger thought. And I'm sure y'all have went to the movies and been like, yo, that was either a great movie or the movie wasn't good at all. And everybody has their own opinion. But if you approach music or approach art from that perspective, and who has the best movies, who has the best concepts, who has the best things that represent you, that'll change the very way you make stuff. So I just want to give that and impart that knowledge into you. And shout out to South Africa in the house. So we got roughly 6 submissions left. Francis Spout says, rise again. This is smooth. Appreciate everybody vibing out tonight. Oh my God. I was locked into it and it just ended. Dude, I was expecting someone to bar. Who do y'all think would bar up heavy on this? I would high key say Mick again. Mick Jenkins. But also too, I feel like I could hear West Side on this. Super, super solid chop. Yeah. Mick for sure. Ken Don. I would love to hear Ken Don on this as well. Ken Don on this one would be tough. Shoot, I might just send it to you, my dude. I might just send that to you. Yeah. Bro. Up next, we have 5 submissions remaining. Endo Dougie C says, not sure if the thing I sent first went through. So try it again. Big up.
Friends. Early morning rise with you, never disguise with you. Love the way you show your darkness when I shine a light at you. Never playing hardest anytime, I'm just reminding you. I could be myself, you be yourself, and we can find the truth. That's how we're born to move, call it fate, call it truce. From the second that I saw your roots, I was induced. Look at your fruits, how they juice, it's a lot to take. There's only you up in my lens, and I'm watching fate. Palm trees, penny leaves, get a light when I breathe. I was sowing in the winter, in the summer, check the seeds. Funny how the cooler season help you contemplate your needs. Now it's summer, only needs collard greens, what a dream. Nothing's missing, there's a knees up in my step now. Reminiscing when I couldn't listen, I was stressed out. Now I'm back to winning, green and living in my blessed house. Ready for the lesson, or the blessing, or the test, wow. Sit back and relax and I'll groove with you. If you're right where I'm at, I'm in a soothing mood. Sit back and relax and I'll groove with you. We ain't gotta rush nowhere. Sit back and relax and I'll groove with you. If you're right where I'm at, I'm in a soothing mood. Sit back and relax and I'll groove with you. We ain't gotta rush nowhere.
Shout out to Endo Dougie C.
Sit back and relax and I'll groove with you.
He did say, not sure if the thing I did went through, but this one definitely did. For one, there's a few things specifically with this joint that I feel could be improved upon. I would say that vocal, there's a few points in that vocal in the beginning where there's like some whispers, like it's like in the beginning. And then towards the second half, I'm not sure if there's a preset on it that kind of maxes it out, but I do feel like it has to be tamed down a little bit because it just sounds really colorful, but it's like the colors kind of feel too saturated in a way. So I would turn that one part down. Outside of that, you have a very clear vocal and relatively a pretty decent mix with this. Yeah, bro. I think outside of that, like the vocals just kind of like really, really saturated, but you can ease back on some of those presets. And I think you'd be straight. But this is kind of like a funky, groovy one. I think there's a few instances as well with the high end. There's that harpsichord in the beginning. Turn that down as well, and I think you're gravy as well. My only notes I got for you, my dude. I hope that serves you well. We have 4 submissions remaining, my guys. Aww. I hope you guys have been enjoying this Feedback Friday today. Up next, Al the Beatmaker says, Lil Brook beat D'Angelo Flip, would love to know what you think. Let's go.
Everybody needs
This is funky. Real groovy. Shout out to Al the Beat Maker. This kind of feels almost breakbeatish. It's like breakbeat. It's almost like funky. It's breakbeat. It's funky. It's groovy. It reminds me of like when house music in the late 2000s started going through this deep, funky revival of sorts. A good person that I think references this as well, obviously D'Angelo, but another person being Dago in the 3000. Those are good like reference point, I think, for this as well. It feels groovy, and also I hear the emphasis point you're hitting on. Dum 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 dum. I kind of wish that more people would take records that were outside of their normal zone like this and do this more often, because I remember back then there used to be a time when you could hear a hip hop record get flipped and turned somehow, some way into a dance record, but then the dance record would get somehow, some way turned and flipped into a hip hop record, but then the hip hop records were being chopped up and used in like drum and bass, you know what I'm saying? Like crazy DMB. And so I'm saying that as like a thought process of like the excitement behind music, pulling different genres out of their normal approach, like a pop record into something hip hop. And you don't hear that often anymore. Like you don't, like nowadays, you don't hear that anymore. So that's just my thought. So shout out to Al the Beat Maker for the one time. Up next, we got Jananko says So Lonely.
Goes like this.
Sing along with me if y'all know the song.
Yeah, these chops are 10 out of 10 axes. These are 10 out of 10 chops. I'll tell you, for one, what it reminded me of a little bit was Madlib's 5 and 6 Dill Cosby suite. If you don't know about the Dill Cosby suites, those were Madlib's references to the late great Jay Dilla. He did 2 albums dedicated to Dilla, and the quality of this sample chopping is pretty on par with what I heard back in 2008, 2009. And I think it's so dope to hear this style still prevalent this day. You know what I'm saying? So he said 5 and 6 is my favorite out of the set. I can hear it, brother. My favorite one was when he did the do 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 do. Are you ready? And he called the radio station and told them not to play the album. Listen, Madlib has some crazy like vocal cuts in the middle of those joints back in the day. He still is to this day my favorite Weird Thought producer like ever. So shout out to Janako for the one time. Up next, we got King Diesel says like you. Let's go.
Waking up to you, wishing I was someone else. Stuck inside of hell, begging for some help. Sit in bed with you, I'm just playing dead with you, thinking maybe I just don't respect my fucking self. Tried to hit the replay, tables turning like a DJ. Stiff until my fucking knees shake, sweating like it was a heat wave. But she thinks that I'm just so despicable, so replaceable, unoriginal, unforgivable, and bound to be the worst thing ever to her life now. Baby could've found no better. So every night it seems like I'm the bad guy. Tensions rise, only flight, I can't fight. A fist away from my mom and dad's life. Kiss and make up, but she says that I love you, but I don't like you. I really need you. You got no right to. I'll never leave you. Something I might do. Not here to please you. I'll be just like you. She says I love. She says I love. She says I love. She says I love you. She says I love.
Shout out to King DZL. So first and foremost, there is, I'm kind of curious about this person. Hold on. There's Heartless. Is there a music video for this person? All right, I'm peeping this page. So this is definitely a real person. This is a real person. This is a real man. He is a MF Doom fan as well. So I'm peeping game as well. Darker Text says Suno has a sound. You know what? I don't think it's Suno. I will tell you what I think it is. One, this is definitely a punk rock song. So I will say there is something specific when it comes to this style that I think to be aware of a little bit. I don't know if this was part of the sonics that you were aiming for. It sounds amazing. Like quality wise, it sounds crazy. But I'm only going to point towards the frequency range after like 800. As a listener, this is crazy. From the musical tech side of me, there is vocalizations that you have in this song that sometimes at certain parts become a little bit muddied up. And not muddy in like a muddy range, but more so like brash. It's like you have the guitars that are brash, your voice that's just as brash. And so what I'm saying is your vocal cuts through as if it is the guitar, which is cool. But also at the same time, when all of those are coming together at the same time, it's hard to differentiate what it is vocally that's coming through. So I don't know if there's a specific preset or gang group preset you have on your vocal, but I would love to hear if part of that, whether it be a compressor, whether it be a saturator, whether it be like a multi-band dynamic, if you will, if you could differentiate both those two, then I think it probably would have cut through a little bit clearer for my liking. But yeah, So he says that would be a L2 limiter bashing the living heck out of my vocals. I don't know why I do that, but I do, LOL. Clashing has been an issue at times too. A hell of them highs will be always the death of me. Now, I will also say this too. When you do mix, I'm not sure what volume level you mix from, because obviously you like, from the fact that my like the music that I was playing wasn't even at like 9 o'clock yet. It was already like loud. I just kind of cranked my knob up, and when it went past like halfway, like past 12 o'clock, it was banging. So don't lose that at all. I will say, listening to highs, right? Highs are always easier to manage when they're much more quieter, or mixing from a quieter state. That's why whenever I make my beats, my headphones, this is going to sound real crazy, but I purposely have my headphones on the, I want to say not 6 o'clock. I say about like 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. My headphones stay between 9 and 10, or my main volume stays between, it'll probably range between like 12 o'clock and like 9. It's usually between those, because if I go past that, a regular listener is going to be like, ooh, this is loud. And even trying to monitor higher frequencies is just difficult. So my advice is listening to it from a lower standpoint, but outside of that, you got the sound. The sound and the style is there. So shout out to King DZL for the one time. Up next, D. We have 2 submissions remaining available, and D says, and quote, "Yo, trying to get back into the swing of things. Life had me in a stranglehold recently. Back. I'm low-key back, and this is something I cooked up quick. Please be brutal and make fun of me." Why would I do that? Also, listen to Smile only on SoundCloud. Okay. Yes, sir. Bump That Smile by D. The only D for the one time. Let's get it.
I just wanna be loved, I just wanna be seen. Man, I know what I lose. Yeah, I'm begging please. Yeah, I'm begging please. Yeah, I'm begging please. Well, I'm begging please. Please just notice me. I just wanna be loved, I just wanna be seen. Man, I'm on my knees. Yeah, I'm begging please. Yeah, I'm begging please. Yeah, I'm begging please. So I'm begging please.
Shout out to the one and only D. Shout out to D. Kid Nine said, that boy good. He said be brutal and make fun of. Well, I'm not gonna do that. I'm kind of curious about where that comes from. D. I'm curious to know where that comes from. But to give you a little bit of thought that I think of with this, with Wanna, you remind me of Bath so much, bro. Like Baths, the producer. Baths, bro. You remind me of Baths so much. And I think about Baths simply because he's one of the OGs. Like, I'm talking about like combination of singing and experimentation, and like Animals is a good example of him going, because he has this approach by like making these crazy wonky beats, but then he has this like alternative voice. And I think you do that really, really well, bro. And so I know you're getting back into the swing of things, but it sounds like you ain't really like left. You're back at it, my dude. You're in it. But Animals by Baths, and the joint is 15 plus years old. It's really good. I think you would definitely benefit just listening to his work because it really does remind me of him. And as well, make it like another 30 seconds and I think we'll be raving. So that's my response to that, D. You got a good one. And then the last submission tonight, guys, we have Guavo and Wavy in this. Says, good evening from Jersey City, New Jersey, USA Championship. God bless your friends, family, and self as always. I'm happy to be sharing the day and appreciate the opportunity. Produced by Guavo, and Wavy in this. Badly mixed and mastered by Beisachi Me. Okay, so let's see what's going on. This is the final one, guys. Here we go.
Night flu.
Days passing by, living in the moment when destiny needs to die. Waiting for tomorrow, but you're around it now. It's like why try every morning? Your memory walks in unannounced. I feel the weight of my heartache, even still with every ounce. When the lights go down, the scene is burning, baby, I'm so dosed. More than I'd allow. Think I had enough, but I can't tell you now. Before you left me out, gave me up. No, I won't be feeling, I gave you all my love. It's not like I need it, I put the soda crush. The things I believe in, I keep on losing touch. But that's just all of us. Tend to get back to the basics much when the chaos surrounds me. There's not that many ways I could face it. She loves me more than she liked me. Yesterday was my birthday, gee, it must be. Today just wasn't exciting. Tomorrow may come, but I'm still dreaming. Wishes that I keep igniting. I've been walking backwards cause I got dreams that I should take a chance to. I got love that I should make some ends to. Know the rest of life is just for purpose. Try so hard, I don't know if it's working. Rockstar lifestyle, I might kill the odds, bro. Say she want me, I think she find out. Time's been changing, I drown in silence. All for you, and that's just cause I can't make it last. If not, I'll be fading. Take the chance tonight, I'm not saying I just can't do nothing without my baby. Life without her, ooh, she drive me crazy. Walk the Palisade on a late night. Hope I make it back to the first time. Got so much ahead, so don't surprise me. Guess your love was elsewhere besides me.
Shout out to the one and only Beisachi, Guavo, and Wavy in this. So, my honest opinion is I think it's really good. I think it's good. There are a few things I would probably give you as reference when it comes to a mix and a master, as well the song itself. Let's talk about the performance first. I think the performance is pretty cool. Up until about like a minute in, it gets to this like stale point where it only has a few references of like, you know, like it does this like almost dun 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 dun, and I kind of feel like the personality of it gets lost halfway through. It's like it's fun, it's funky, it's cool, it's kind of like chill, vibey, and I want to say like halfway through is when it starts to kind of lose a little bit of that zest for my liking. More so because the voice gets a little bit in a monotone space for all the choices of like notes and what's being said, and it also kind of sounds like he's reading from a paper of sorts versus immersing yourself in the experience and writing from like, and actually just speaking from the idea of like, you know, just speaking from the idea that like this exists, you know. I just felt like I was taken away from the experience because the voice stayed there for a very long time and it didn't really change much. And so a little bit of a thought that I would say as one, performance wise, it's always important when you're performing the piece. I always think about the performance coming first before any mix and master. I will tell you this before any kind of level of trickery, sound design, and whatnot. The performance is the number one thing you have to have before anything else. Because no matter what you add, it will always like sound like, oh, someone's trying to, or this trying to, versus just naturally sounding that way. And I'm learning that right now with how I record, because sometimes I'll lay down a verse like I'm talking, but sometimes the music and what I'm doing does not call for me to do that. It might call for you to become another character for the song. And so it's crazy. It's crazy said I wasn't there. Bro wasn't there. But I think just the concept of that is, it would be great to hear what your voice sounds like away. Like where were you in this experience that gave birth to this song? And as well for the mix and the master, the beat and everything sonically goes pretty hard. I would only say there's a high end frequency, maybe around like the 900 to 1,000 range, where it gets into this whistle frequency and it gets a little bit uncomfortable. I was testing it out a little bit on my speakers to see if it comes through on my headphones, but it was mostly popping up on speakers. So if you're in a car and you play this and you crank it up, you will more than likely hear that frequency on systems or speakers that play in a louder space. So, yeah, outside of that, that is like my only notes. I would definitely say performance over anything production wise, because if you don't have a performance, you don't really have much of anything. And I've seen people try to like save a performance by like, what if I do something cool here? What if I do something cool there? The performance is what is number one and crucial, and it'll make the entire song become what it is. So with that being said, I hope this serves you guys well, and I appreciate everybody who has tapped in and tuned in tonight here on this stream, bro. It's been super, super fun. And so did y'all enjoy tonight's Feedback Friday? We had a cool little thing tonight with this one. And I apologize. I'm going to be hopping off of here pretty shortly, but I will be back on Monday at 3 o'clock. I'll be doing it early and trying to do it as long as I possibly can. So, but yeah, my birthday was just passed on Monday. I got a chance to just turn 29 and kind of embrace the day. And I don't really take breaks that often, so I know you guys wanted me to cook up and stuff, but feedback is kind of like the place where I can get myself back into a flow of things, because I'll be honest, man, I've been tired. I've been like physically tired. So yeah, man, I love you guys so much. I'll be back on Monday, 3 p.m. Eastern, here to cook up, create, make things, and tap in. So I love you guys. Hope you guys have a wonderful day, wonderful night, and a good weekend. So enjoy some good food and stay blessed. Peace.
You are now tuned in to Makers Radio, the best in the world. If you don't know, now you know. No.